Welcome again in this tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll learn how to design a timetable. So like this timetable, we're going to design exactly the same thing. You will see each step, how we're going to collapse and make this timetable with your time, so you can have something like an example. You're working for the company and they want you to design a web page with a timetable that they can use, or maybe you're working for the school and they want you to design the timetable, or maybe you're working for an organization. Doesn't matter which organization. So you're going to learn how you can make this table exactly the same way. Welcome. Before designing this table, let's first explain two attributes that we're going to use. So we're going to use rowspan and colspan. So for rowspan and colspan, they are tag attributes that we're using for the table data. Those attributes that we're going to use to extend our timetable so it can look exactly how we show in the beginning of the video. So let's start. The first thing, we have to declare our doc type HTML, and the next step, so we open our table header, and then we close our table header, and then we create our body tag, and then we close our body tag. The next step that we're going to do, we open our table. So our table weight will be 647, and for the border is going to be 2, the alignment center, so where our table is going to be positioned. And then the next step is we open now our table body. So we open the table body, and then we create the first table row, the second table row, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh table row. We close our table body, and then we close as well our table. So like I'm assuming we did it already. And then for our first table row, what we're going to do, we declare the while, style, and center. On the third table data, we're going to use our first colspan of 3. Then before the last colspan of 4, and then we have another colspan of 3. So we can have what we're seeing on the image. Then we open the second one, the table row. We declare as is. Let me close this so we can see. We declare exactly the same way. Then we open another one, another table row. Between the table row tag, we open table data. We have now a row span. And then we have a star, we have the column span, then we have the star, and then we have the color span of 3, and then we have a star, then we have a color span of 3. Then we open another one. In this line, if you realize, there's only 4 table data. We have the first one, the second one, the third, and the fourth. Each table data is going to play according to the previous one. When we collapse, when we have a colspan of 3 and then we have a rowspan, they're going to change the movement of the table, how the table is going to behave. You can also play it along, change those numbers, and then you see how your table results is going to be. Let's pause the video, and I would like you to change those numbers and then to see how your table is going to come out, and then continue the video. Let's go. The next one that we're going to do, you open the table row. So you have a row span of 2 style, and then you text, because you want it to be in center, you put it, and then you put lecture, Wednesday, and then you put all your other data. And then we open one more, colspan, colspan, colspan. Then we open the last one. We have a star, we have a colspan, then we have a colspan. Doesn't matter where actually you're putting this, it's still going to play a role of where you can take the star and put it in this side. You can take your colspan, you put it after the star or before the star. It's still going to change the behavior of your table. So let's now run our command. Let's save it first. So Control S if you're using Visual Studio. code like me, or if you're using Notepad or Notepad Plus, you save your code, and then we're going to run it. So before we run the code, I'm going to go back in the beginning so you can see again every single step that we did. So I'm assuming by this time you did exactly like me. And then let's open our header. So now our header we declare, so don't really worry about this. So if you do exactly what is in the bottom, and then we're going to run this command. So F5, there we go. And that's the result. Remember, there was a column span and there was a row span. Column and row. Here you can see that this is being col span, and here you can see the row span. Thank you for doing this tutorial with us. See you next time.